Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and you're probably thinking I'm a little bit crazy. I had a meltdown in my video yesterday because I was really confused as to where the update events were. Where was the Adam Warlock token event? Where was all that good stuff? Well, lo and behold, I went to bed and they posted it at their usual hours of 2 to 3 a.m. And that sort of reveals to you guys, if you didn't already know, my update schedule. I usually record my videos at night, 10 to 11 to sort of midnight. I record them the night before they get posted in the morning Eastern time. So I'm not awake for those types of notices and updated events and stuff like that. I'm also not awake usually for patch notes. I make an exception for patch notes. I go to bed earlier and I wake up much earlier. But yeah, I sort of have to eat crow and look silly and have egg on my face because you guys were watching a video 24 hours ago where I was ranting about something that already existed and I just didn't know it yet because I was in the past. So for those of you that haven't seen it yet, we do have the February special event. Now, this is both really good and kind of bad. I don't want to exaggerate here, but on the flip side, on the one hand, I'm going to be saving $140 Canadian a month now, which is amazing for me. Okay, and that's in Monopoly money. In US dollars, that's $100 US every single month in this game that I can save. Yeah, I'm very happy. What's kind of bad is we're going to have to wait until literally March for the March update. Sounds silly, but it really hurts. You know, given how small of a mid-month update Echo was, to know that this update cycle is actually more than a month. It's like a month and a half. Sorry, like 4.5 weeks. It's very painful. I may be exaggerating. Personally, I'm just really bored, but maybe you feel the same way that I do. But anywho, let's focus on the good stuff for now. We'll get to the other stuff later. We got the February event stuff. We have the token event. You definitely do not want to be missing this one. I always highlight it for you. You have 14 days, 50 tokens per day. That's 700 tokens that you can amass over the totality of the event. If you don't spend any money, you can spend money if you want by buying the token packs. I believe they pop up when you open the shop. Sort of the regular deal, you know, $40, $100. And basically, why I'm saving $140 is because they added a 4-star artifact selector to these rewards. Now, these are basically, this token event and this item shop is essentially the most progressive, you know, reward scheme that the games has and that the devs have, because it really shows that they're on the pulse of how the players feel and what the players want. You know, after the CTP reforging and P card crafting fiasco at the end of 2020, we basically had a situation where the players were clamoring to get more premium items, CTPs and premium cards, and they slowly added the CTP chest and then the premium card chest to these token events to get for free monthly. Well, now they've recognized that artifacts are in the same boat, same position, so you can exchange 500 tokens, which still leaves you with 200 tokens left over to get probably like a rank up ticket or something like that. But you can get a 4-star artifact. This is huge. This is going to save me so many dollary dues, so many Canadian dollars. It's real money, I swear, I promise you. Because in January, I spent $140 for Psylocke. And then a few days ago, I did it again. I doubled down and did another 140 for Adam Warlock because I needed him for Alliance tournament. And so I am no stranger to the pain and suffering of the whales. By the way, devs, if you're watching, now would be a perfect time, or maybe next month or for the anniversary, to say, hey guys, we made a mistake, and upgrade the crystal artifact chest to be 5-star artifacts. So rather than the pity being a 4-star artifact, it should be a 5-star artifact box and a 5-star artifact selector. Because if you're spending that much money, your rewards should be a lot better than just the same thing that you get completely for free, especially since the pity is double, right? The pity is 20 pulls rather than being 10 pulls for a CTP, or 11 pulls for CTP, 10 pulls for a premium card. But anywho, I digress. What I'm focusing on right now is the free stuff here. So free artifact if you want to go ahead and do it. I still recommend, by the way, that most players focus on the premium card, because one artifact is really good for one character. One CTP is really good for one character. One premium card, if it's the right one, will be good for your entire roster forever. Or if it's a bad card, but you use it to craft reroll and it rolls blue stars, it's good for every single character on your roster now and forever. So you really cannot compete with the value of the premium card, but I know it's not the sexy option, so let's talk about the new sexy option. here it is. You have the Eternals all the way up to Echo. Just a little FYI, just a small little, warning here. They note at the bottom of this event, the selector, the 4-star artifact selector, contains only specific characters and artifacts in celebration of the event. And the list of characters, the list of artifacts, will not be changed afterwards. What that means is, if you wait until the last day and you buy this 4-star artifact, and then you don't use the selector and you're waiting for it to expire, but you're waiting for the next update to land on March 3rd, when the update lands on March 3rd, it's not going to add the new artifacts to this list. They did that for Black Friday, and I took advantage of it, but they're not going to be doing that for this artifact here. Future artifact, future token events, when they have future artifact selectors, will probably have new characters, and it'll be updated. But this one specifically, the list is frozen like this. And it's unfortunate that Wolverine is not on this list. However, I do think this is a very good list. And basically, besides Wolverine, this list has all the best artifacts in the game, in my opinion. Maybe I'm missing like one artifact, but otherwise, yeah, Wolverine is the only top tier artifact missing from these ones right here. So before we go any further, I want to give you guys some tips on this. If you are going to be choosing it, I'm absolutely going to be choosing it, and I believe I'm going to be going for Emma Frost. But I want to give you guys some tips on this one. First and foremost, do not choose any of the Eternals. Just the first 6, just completely skip them, because you can farm a 3-star version of their artifacts from the Gilgamesh and Makari missions. Obviously, I know that costs crystals, but it's free, right? So why would you spend 500 tokens in a month of in this month of farming for something that you can farm as a 3-star variety, when you can instead get a free CTP or a free P card or even a free Mega Tier 2 ticket? Now, I know that you're going to say, well, it's a 3-star version, but I want a stronger Makari or a stronger Cersei. The difference between a 3-star artifact and a 4-star artifact is very small. Okay, the best and the biggest change and upgrade is on the immortality artifacts for Wolverine, Hela, and Mr. Sinister, because those ones add 1 second to your invincibility, to your immortality. Rather than 4 seconds, it's 5 seconds. So yes, that is the absolute highest bonus from going from 3 stars to 4 stars. All of the other ones are like very small. For Cersei's, instead of reviving with 30% HP, she revives with like 35% HP. It's a very small amount of HP. It's not worth it over the 3-star version. As far as Heimdall and Sif goes, I would say unless you're diehard fans of those characters or you're super into ABX for Sif, I would also skip them. Hela is one of the best ones to choose because it's an amazing artifact that makes her PvP viable, more so than she already is, because she's amazing for PvP as a support type to punish heroes. So if you have your Hela built for PvP and you just don't have her artifact, this could be a really clutch one for you. The Spider-Man one also should be a skip for everyone, because if you're playing this game daily, you should have already gotten the free 4-star artifact from Spider-Man from the Collector's Vault. So basically, out of the first 2 lines, I think the only one worthwhile is Hela's. And maybe Sif. Again, for ABX heads, Kingpin is not a bad option, but otherwise I would say it's probably a skip, because the damage increase that he gets, you're not really going to notice it in other pieces of content like World Boss Legends, Squad Battle, etc. Black Cat's is actually pretty good, but only if you have her newest uniform, the Paywall uniform, because it's going to increase the damage that your party deals to villains. So it's really good for dispatch, and it's also really good for, I can just go to any character, really good for dispatch and really good for dimension missions. So you can see there, all allies get increased damage to villains, and then they get increased damage to, they also get increased damage to heroes, and they also get damage dealt to bosses. So this is a very good PvE artifact for Black Cat, but I think it sort of matters that you have Black Cat's newest uniform, because that is going to give you the additional bonus advantage. And I don't think anyone would run, I wouldn't run Black Cat with her artifact if I didn't have her uniform. I would run Proxima or something like that. So yeah, I think you do need the uniform for sure, but if you have the uniform, then it's a very good pickup. Betsy Psylocke is really good if you're a fan of hers. Otherwise, I would say it may be a skip. Mr. Sinister, probably a skip unless you're like a really obsessed with Alliance Conquest and Timeline Battle. Colossus is definitely a skip. Please don't do that to yourself. I think Emma Frost is really good. Gamora's is okay, but I kind of think it's a skip. Drax is definitely a skip. Adam Warlock is another really good one. If you've built him for PvP, this is very, very, very good, so strongly consider it. Ultron's is a skip because you can get it for free, and then Echo is a skip because she's only tier 2. Otherwise, it would be in consideration. So yeah, I think it basically goes, again, depending on which uniforms you have, but assuming you have every character in the game and every uniform already, I think it goes something like, you know, Adam, Emma, Hela, Black Cat. You know, it sort of goes like that, or maybe Adam, Black Cat, Emma, Hela if you're more into PvE, or maybe just Black Cat first if you're really into PvE and farming and stuff like that. But yeah, that is my ranking. That is sort of my guide for you for the artifacts. Obviously, you can choose any one that you want. That's just in my opinion. And yeah, I'm going to be going for Emma because Emma's basically the only one that I don't already have a 3, 4, 5, or 6-star version of already. So I'll be completing my list. I'm very happy to see the devs, basically every single update since artifacts were introduced, they've made it easier and easier to get artifacts. I still don't think this is the end for artifacts because, like I said, for whales, it's very expensive to play the artifact game. It's too expensive. I don't think you should be able to just buy artifacts straight up all the time, but I definitely think that this one here that you only get by spending crystals should be better than 4 stars. I think it has to be bumped up to 5 stars for the people who are, you know, supporting the game on that kind of level. The rest of the events are pretty straightforward. We have an energy bonus mission, which is nice. We have a surprise vibranium chest. We have a 50% comic unequip, and then we have a really bizarre CTP reforging chance up. And it's very bizarre because we just had this like a week ago. So it's back again like a week later. The timing on this makes no sense. It really feels like there's another team there that isn't used to the schedule of Marvel Future Fight, and they're sort of all over the place, and so they accidentally double tapped on the CTP reforging event notice and added it twice in 1 month. And then we're gonna have a gold special store, which is always fun stuff. Now, that is all of the really good for this event. Now here's the not so good. Go ahead and look at your calendars, okay? This video is coming out on February 23rd. It's going to be almost 2 weeks until the next update. As a content creator, that pains me in my loins that I basically, you know, like, what am I gonna do, right? What are we gonna be doing for almost 2 full weeks, which basically means that it's almost 3 full weeks of just Echo. The devs really overestimated, humongously overestimated how much value Echo has. And it really doesn't do them any favors, because if people were looking for a time, listen, I'll say it right now. If you're looking for a time to take a break from the game, and if you've never gotten your returning player rewards, now might be a great time. You do sacrifice this token event, which I think is a bad idea. But on the flip side, the next 2 weeks in the game are going to be so dead and so boring. There's no cosmic core. There's going to be a collector's vault. That's basically the only thing to look forward to. And then this token event between now and March, which is absolutely wild. Like, I think the devs just miscalculated how long of a month February is, because it's in my opinion, it's unexcusable. It's really unexcusable. The update should be landing March 1st, not March 8th. And unfortunately it is. It's in the 2nd week of March. So yeah, again, it is technically 4 weeks. It's 4.5 weeks, which is a month, you know, 1 update a month, sure. But when you have essentially, like, I don't know, man, as much as I really liked the Adam Warlock update, this is not a full update, right? There's supposed to be 2 tier 3s and 3 transcended characters, or at the very least 2 tier 3s and 2 transcended. But 1 tier 3 and 2 transcendeds, there's just not enough. Like, you basically, especially considering that Echo can't be transcended or tier 3'd, they gave us 3 characters for almost 5 weeks. That's crazy. That's not even a character per week, right? It's just like, it's mind-blowingly slow. The game is so slow, which is great if you're trying to catch up. Now is an amazing time for those of you who are trying to catch up. And I know that you're watching this video smiling because you're like, yeah, it's my time, baby, stacking up, you know, hoarding up those resources. And that's cool. That's fun. I'm happy for you. For all the other people that are just, you know, being brain melted over here, waiting to use their resources, I have nothing to say but my deepest and most sincere condolences. And I really hope that the devs pick up the pace here, because I don't know, there's no reason not to. There's no reason why in 2022, nearly 4 years after Tier 3 was introduced and 2 years since Transcendence was introduced, we're getting these small micro penis updates. We need to be getting the Giga Chad BBC updates all the time, and I'm not sure why that needed to be the analogy, but it is, because I feel like I'm getting screwed here. In a way, we're all getting screwed. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the really good events and then the really not so good reality that we're waiting 2 weeks for the next piece of content. Thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.